Welcome to Diablo Paths of Exile Ascendancy, which is totally not what Diablo 3 should have been. Joining us today will be Shifuede.
Shifuede.
Shifuede. Accepted. We will be creating a new character today to join in on the new league play. Alright, so there's different leagues. There's standard, there's hardcore. Then currently there are prophecy and hardcore prophecy. Every couple months they cycle out the other leagues. So instead of prophecy, you would have Parandus League. Underneath the special leagues, you will see there's a description of what these leagues do differently. After so many months, like I said, these leagues expire and your character's automatically kicked back to the corresponding standard mode. If you're in a hardcore variant, once your character has died, your character's dead. There's no coming back, much like a roguelike such as Adam, which is a far better game. Although Shifuede does not seem to understand that. Since we want to join in on the league, we are going to be playing in Prophecy. I'm not going to play a hardcore character because I have horrible lag problems. This is a good disclaimer to get in right here. Horrible lag problems with this game. Also, my recording software seems to lower my frames per second to some horrible, terrible number. So, Prophecy with lag, non-hardcore. The Prophecy mode, we will bring silver coins to Navali in town, and she will tell your future. Complete these prophecies for valuable rewards. Cool. Let's do this. Alright. Shifuede and myself have already figured out what characters we're taking. I'm going to play a Templar.
Which, for those watching, is a mixture of melee and magic. Whereas I will be playing a straight-up melee, a barbarian.
Way to talk over his intro there, Shifuede. Way to talk over his intro. You will be playing Marauder, from my understanding, which is definitely not a barbarian. They're completely different. This guy is not some weird cross between a priest and a paladin. He's a Templar, and these are not Diablo classes.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Alright, so we have to figure out a name for this guy. Shifuede, you got any great suggestions for a name?
John Paul?
No. We'll try Tellah. Character with that name already exists. Shifuede, I do not believe you recall Tellah's last name from Final Fantasy IV since you've never played it.
Correct.
Well, you're useless. Well, let us just commit blasphemy and call him TellahMist, which makes no sense, since they're not related characters. Well, we'll try it. Oh my gosh, I got a character name on my second try. It took us, what, like 10 tries our first time through?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah. So you just bastardize Final Fantasy IV names, and it gets you through every time.
I don't even want to know how many times I tried to name several of my characters.
Yas. So I'm spawning on a beach here. If I could stand up, that would be great. Oh my gosh, the shine off his bald head. Alright.
But he has a great beard.
Yes. Oh, you've already added me as a friend, Ben. You're just so sweet.
Yes, I am.
Oh, excuse me, Shifuede. I'm sorry. I've used your real name. Now they're going to kick in your door. They're going to find you. I am so sorry.
We might as well keep using it then. It's easier to pronounce.
Yes. You see, Mr. Shifuede, a.k.a. Ben here, is convinced that the CIA is going to kick in his door as soon as they know his real name.
Because aliens.
Because of aliens, and the bad part is he believes this stuff. Later tonight, he will be leaving a burning shell of a house behind him as he moves under a bridge.
They can see under bridges.
I'm sure they can. How's that tinfoil hat going for you?
A little crinkly, but it fits pretty well.
Excellent, excellent. So we
Very
do
sharp.
not start in the same zone, do we?
Correct, because we cannot form a party before we start in that zone, which means we will always start in different instances.
Yup. Oh my god, he turned into a zombie! Run away! All I have is some stupid fist to punch a zombie with. Oh my gosh. So, these are gems. You use them to get skills and abilities. They have to be slotted into equipment. I have no equipment, so this does me no good. I guess we can pick up this here driftwood scepter and use it. As you can see, there are different colors, red, green, and blue. This is a red gem, so it must be socketed into a red slot. And now I have the glacial hammer ability. Okay. It is a melee ability that lets me deal part of my physical damage as cold, and once the enemy gets below a third health, it provides a chance to shatter the enemy. Unlike Diablo, the health and mana flasks you see in the bottom left of the screen regenerate as you kill things or enter a town, which is very handy. Tinfoil Hat Man, say something. Stop being silent.
Oh, I thought you were still talking. Yes, it kind of saves the monotony of in Diablo 2 having to always speak to one character.
I did not just die in the starter zone.
You're supposed to be a huge guy that smashes with the power of a deity behind him.
Yeah, so I always play ranged characters in this game. Especially ones with AoE, high DPS. This whole having to actually hit things, not my style.
We're both actually more used to playing ranged characters.
Yup.
This ought to be interesting.
I predict there will be many deaths. Many, many
I
deaths.
have no idea what gave you that idea.
So yeah, I really need to get some ranged abilities going on here in a little bit. Yes, beat them with a stick. Beat them all with the stick. Bad zombie. Oh yes, bad zombie. Okay, so I got an orb of augmentation and a plate vest. Plate vest, basically junk, but we're gonna put it on. Okay, we got an orb of augmentation. Interesting fact about this game, there's no money. All of the merchants handle exchanges through barter. This item can be used in barter, or it can also be used to enchant a magic item with a new random property. We also have scrolls of wisdom that identify our items and are probably the most basic currency. Is that true? Would you go with that?
I would.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I don't have health regen yet. I'm sitting here waiting for my health to regen, and I don't have health regen. Because I'm not an epic witch anymore. Oh, level up. Okay. So, this is a skill tree. A la Final Fantasy X. We start over here. We spend skill points on nodes that buff our character. I'm going to save my skill points for the time being, because I want to get a better feel for this character before I figure out where I'm going with my build. Ben will spend all of his skill points and then decide later that his build sucks and that it is the game's fault.
It is. No, I actually usually have some idea of a plan. It doesn't always work out.
Do you
But
have
fortunately, the game does provide over the course a few opportunities to redo at least a few of your skill mistakes.
which is quite handy. Most games would make you pay for that. This one gives them to you for free as long as you complete quests. Or they can even be bartered for in the market. Oh my gosh, this is taking forever compared to my witch. Ah. How's your barbarian doing, Ben?
Oh, fantastic.
That's great. I have amazingly low damage output. I found the boss. Oh my gosh, so much poking with a stick. Alright, so you cannot equip magic or what are the gold items? What's their designation? It's been a while since I played.
Rare, I guess.
Rare, they don't call them something epic like legendary. Well, I guess legendary are the orange items. Anyway, magic, rare, and legendary items cannot be equipped until identified. It is usually not in your best interest to waste scrolls identifying magic items, since you will be replacing them with rares. Let's
Unless
go to town.
Specifically, you are trying to get a currency.
Oh, yes.
Whenever you sell an item, whether it's identified or not, whether it's magic or not, those determine what kind of currency you get back.
Yeah. Oh, look, not a barbarian's in town. Let's read some letters of exile. Lothar of Weatherdale. Missive of sentence, Court of Divine Temperance, Theopolis, 1597 IC. You have transgressed against your God and your fellow man. You have been a willing vessel for the following sins: civil envy, 4 counts of undermining Templar authority, 1 count of falsely defaming Templar's higher reverence. God has charged me with something that's scrolling by too fast by the divine authority of the High Templar, blah, blah, blah. So these cycle randomly, and some of them are quite entertaining. For instance, my witch apparently was into sodomizing townsfolk, which seemed appropriate.
Very much so.
Ben and I were pretty sure that at the end of the game she was going to turn out to be evil.
We were disappointed.
We were.
That's what my father called you. Or too fit to drown, my father. And everyone else I ever loved. I wonder what fate he has in store for you. And I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of the Philip. Putrid damage you fell that then. I thought that God loved me. There's a funny thing, doesn't he, Templar? Cyanide watches it much. We could use you here while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Amongst the rest, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seeds.
Alright, so Nessa wants us to get a medicine chest. So, Mr. Shifuede Benjamin, man. Question. I don't think you know the answer either. So, since the stashes I thought were shared between characters, maybe they've changed that. I know there was an update recently. But theoretically, if they were, and we're just not able to share because we're in different leagues, when our character goes to the standard league, what happens to the overlapping inventory?
That I don't know. It would possibly either be moved to the character inventory, or else it might just go away.
You want to know my great theory?
What's that?
I think the stashes are no longer shared between characters.
Oh,
Which could be to your advantage in some ways.
in some ways, yes.
You would
more
have to use a
room,
mule.
Yes.
A tyrannical Templar to be
Ben likes to fill his inventory up.
We all do. This game is really about inventory management, nothing else.
It is pretty much Tetris, isn't it?
It is. Tetris where you get to kill things occasionally.
And then play more Tetris.
Yes.
As an island, I hope it's given away offshore. That's where my merry go.
So Bestel is telling us where a medicine chest is, after serenading us, which was a bit disturbing. And here's Natalie, who's new.
I see a need. A need to peer into your future. A need to follow the right path. But your future has already been cast. So open your mind and embrace it. Long ago, my people called me a Hatulu, a wise woman. Now they call me a red witch. But it is not my hope to return to the mother of death just yet. For now, I stand with one foot in this world, and the other foot in the realm of the dead. I'm an inquirer, and an interpreter of death. I sense you have questions. For a gift of silver, I will answer them. But you seek more than answers. Riches. These I can also provide in a way. All you have to do is join me. Heed my words, but walk your path. The future is mine to tell, but yours to claim. It is time to fulfill your prophecy.
So, an undead psychic with a pet monkey. Cool.
A very cheeky looking monkey.
Yes, who likes to paw at her face, to her dismay. So, up here at the top, there are little bits of lore that you can listen to by talking to these people. They do not progress the game, they just let you know what's up. We're going to ignore those right now. Instead, we are going to view our prophecies. Apparently, we don't have any. There are challenges that we will need to complete. In return for them, we will get rewards. And we will seek a prophecy,
Return when you can pay the silver fee. Only then
which she will not do because we cannot pay her. Cool. Goodbye, useless woman.
awaits you.
And let's talk to Tarly.
Would you learn to fight like that? Don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water. Just live or die. Here, one of these. No need to thank me. I think of myself and others here. The longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Alright, he's going to give us a skill gem. Which ones did he offer you, Ben? The standard spells, or did he offer you melee-oriented abilities?
They were melee oriented.
Oh, mine are the same spells he offered to my witch.
Most likely because yours is a balanced. Mine is purely melee.
Yes. So, do I want lightning tendrils, or do I want frostbolt? I'm thinking frostbolt.
My preference would be frostbolt.
Yeah, I don't like lightning tendrils that much, but I do like the later incarnations of it better. So let's socket that. Okay. I think I'm going to sell some items real quick. You can press down Alt to compare items. I can do two-handed weapons, apparently. No, I can't. That's weird. It lights up green like I could.
You sure it's the right colored socket?
Oh, no, I mean, like, it said I could dual-wield weapons. Oh, that's fine. Hold on a minute. It could just be because I'm in that menu. I can totally dual-wield weapons. Oh my gosh. Alright, so... I don't believe the witch could do that without a skill, could she?
Which one?
Dual-wield weapons?
Yes, she could actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm not quite sure though. There may be a penalty to it.
Well, then let's not experiment with that right now. You'll see some of these sockets are linked. That's because eventually you gain certain gems that buff other gems, or things called triggers, which will cause a spell cost automatically under certain circumstances. You know, I am going to dual wield. The heck with it. Why not? Let's live on the dangerous side. Shall we go to the next area, Benjamin?
Let's.
See how quickly I can die.
What in God's name is that smell?
This character makes interesting comments. He just said, what in God's name is that smell? Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's much better. Is this better equipment than I already have? No, it's the same. Okay.
My mana is spent.
As I stand in the fire, trying to figure out my key bindings. Wow, these early game characters suck.
Yes, they do.
A buckler, I think I'll take that. Oh yes, so the jewels you're using level up over time, increasing their output. Yay, waypoint. Now we can teleport back and forth from town.
Oh, I need to find that.
Well, come to where I am.
Oh, you are south. There it is.
And the exit to the zone we need to go to. Think we'll die?
Probably.
Excellent. So these characters do get better, right? Like, at some point I'm going to be able to say, oh yeah, that Templar, he's totally as good as my witch, right?
Yes.
It's not just that melee intrinsically sucks.
No.
You sure about that?
No.
My prayers are thus answered.
You can try not to die, you know.
I am trying.
Why are you not attacking? Skill can't be used. Why?
Is it the right sort of weapon? Sometimes that matters.
Let's test that theory. That was it.
You may want to pick up the mana flask.
Yep.
Too.
Glacial Hammer requires a mace or a staff. See, I don't use these abilities. Where's the mana flask? Did I get a mana flask? I got a mana flask. Okay, now I can hit people in the face again. Oh gosh, it's a damn bush. We're gonna die. You probably need that mana flask or that life flask more than I do.
Spent.
This is a great fight we got going here, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, was it just me or was he different than he used to be?
He did not seem to be
Like
that
his
way.
artwork.
He could have though.
Didn't he used to be a big hulking guy?
Not that big, really. Not that I remember.
Yeah, well, take your pick here of what equipment you want. I'll take the mana flask, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I am no beast of burden.
Let's compare this to my current shield. I also want to look at this club.
You will need this amulet. Well, I mean, we both could use it, but you probably more so.
Ah, yes. So far we haven't died. That's impressive.
Mana is spent.
I am no beast of thunder.
Are you taking that? Yes. Don't litter.
Well, you should pick up the litter then. Be eco-friendly. Save Rayclast.
It's probably where all the zombies come from. It's pollution. Then dumped all their waste in the ocean. They wouldn't be dealing with zombies and Godzilla right now.
A medicine chest. This means more to us than you can know. There was something that had lasted the night without it. Take this. In return for the knowledge that you can do more than suffer the great lust. You're in touch. You give us something better than serving the zombies. You give us hope.
Always take the quicksilver flask.
Correct.
Don't even look at the others. And save your extra flasks because you can craft them in larger flasks.
So, managed to salvage shaky hands dragon. Nice.
Okay, for armor here, before I sell it, I have a simple robe, 3 blue slots, 2 of which are connected, plus 8 to int, 13 energy shield total,
Animals don't
1.6
seem to
life
rise
regen,
up after death,
14%
seems
increase
to be
energy
people.
shield, 8%
So
cold
if they aren't
resistance,
bracing themselves,
7% increased stun
what's done before?
recovery.
The answer's in that fetid pool near the mudflats. I know
How
the
much do you
place
give to
seems lie
evasion?
there,
Anything?
but so does the idea
No
of a
evasion,
flock
just
of
energy
overactive
shield.
bird
And no
carcasses
armor?
hungry for a bit of living meat.
No
Clear the
armor.
place out,
There's a
deal to
boost to
whatever's
8 int.
raising those birds. You'll be or dead.
I think since I'm doing mostly melee at the moment, I'm going to stick with armor.
Okay.
For those that don't know, energy shield recharges over time, but there are certain attacks that bypass it entirely.
Most notably chaos damage.
Yes. The bane of a witch's existence.
Most definitely.
Alright, let's go find the fetid pool. Which is through the mud flats, correct?
I believe it is.
Okay. So while I'm here, I should grab the ruins.
Yeah. Just have to figure out where we. Oh, we haven't been this way.
My mana is spent.
Giant frog! Super tasty.
Tastes like chicken.
Indeed.
I am no beast of thunder.
Oh dear. I forgot to sell out my inventory, so I guess I'm going to use a portal scroll and return to town. Good plan?
Good plan.
My one portal scroll, whereas my witch has, what is it, 20, 40, 160 or so?
Only.
Only. Just a couple.
But in reality, you can't really have too many portal scrolls.
Wow, she gave me a scroll fragment. Been a while since I saw that. Yay, mud flats. The game seems to be running a lot quicker since they updated. I'm not having as many lag problems as I used to. Also, the transitions between scenes are a lot quicker.
It also seems to stutter less even for me, and I rarely had issues anyway.
Yes.
Oh, that is not very connected.
I finally have boots.
Alright.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about connecting sockets at this point in the game. All this equipment's going to be done away with sooner than later.
Well, that was more the selling thing.
Oh, the tricolor.
Yes. Armor energy shields.
Oh, I have a new spell. What is it? Fire is an arrow that converts some physical damage to cold on its target and converts all physical damage to cold in a cone behind that target. Creates a patch of ground ice under target. 40% physical damage converted to cold damage. Base duration of 1.5 seconds. Deals 120% base attack damage. If I was an archer, that'd be really nice at this point. But I'm not. This is going to be like your witch, where you decide to try to turn your witch into a melee character. You're going to try to turn your marauder into an archer now?
That would be interesting, but no. And the witch, it partially worked with that gear at the time.
Sure it did.
It did. Till eventually I got more attacks that worked really, really well, and then I just kept working on those and found out that my melee gear, which hadn't been updated at all, was horribly outclassed at that level.
Right. Okay, let's follow the waterways around, find the other glyphs. Oh gosh, the rower attacking.
Oh, and these are tougher enemies.
The path becomes clearer each bloody step.
You may want this for armor.
Not as good as the one I have.
Okay.
Oh, I take it you've already been up here?
I believe so.
Yep. Alright, I think that's all the glyphs, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. No metagame knowledge.
No, not at all.
My mana is spent.
Nothing down that way.
Except for that cave we have to unlock by putting the glyphs in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the way you're running, there's nothing down that way.
Oh, okay. That is correct.
There's a lore marker.
Black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural
Oh, we ought to
tempests
get
of
that.
rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing
Oh
us
gosh,
apart.
the enemies can now attack you while you're reading lore markers. They fixed the bug.
Oh, I don't know. They always could have hit me before.
Oh, no, I've read lore markers where nothing can attack me.
Oh, here's a unique.
I see that. Take your half.
It's actually not that bad.
Did you get what you want?
Yes, it did.
Cool. And here's the fetid pool. Do I have any more town portal scrolls? I mean,
We
there
know
are
what
no
they are.
town portal scrolls in this game. This is not Diablo.
Did you actually pop one yet? No, I don't.
No, I did not have any, so I am now
Oh, I
back.
have one. I
Oh.
can pop one.
Well, I'm in Fetid Pool fighting stuff, and I just found a portal scroll,
There you go.
which is not a town portal scroll. They're completely different things.
Totally. We've never heard of anything called Diablo.
This is not Diablo. It's certainly not more Diablo than Diablo 3.
Never.
So, you opened the tidal passage and lifted to tell the tale. Forgive me if I don't see you. I was running down a wounded rower one night when I glimpsed something in the water cave, behind the mists of the fall. Looked a bit like one of those sand spirits. Besides, like the ox. I reckon you missed it down in the flood of death, so below that submerged. Do us a favor. Take this and go spill the old shield crab's guts. Before it gets hungry, it comes looking for us.
All right. Oh, this is interesting. These are different spells than it offered my witch, so finally it's giving me some variety. I can get a totem.
Those are actually useful.
This is kind of a sucky totem. It deals 1 to 2 damage.
At this level, though.
Here is a totem that buffs me. I don't think it buffs you. It specifically says while I am standing near it. I'm not a huge fan of charges. There's one here that gives me... oh, no, it's not charge. It's a buff.
Ooh, yeah,
But the cooldown is reduced by endurance charges.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes. Oh, that's a tough choice, actually.
Right? They usually are.
Most of the time, I actually know which ones I want.
I think I'm going to go for Molten Shell. Summons fiery elemental shield providing additional armor for a short duration. If cumulative damage prevented by your blocking or armor reaches the threshold, the shield explodes outwards, dealing fire damage to surrounded enemies. Deals 14 to 20 fire damage. Base duration 10 seconds, which isn't bad for this game. Shield break after 26 total damage is prevented. 17 additional armor. I think I'll take that one.
Yeah. I am choosing Fortified Strike.
Is that the one that the cooldown's reduced by charge counters?
Or Vigilant Strike, I'm sorry. Attacks the enemy with a powerful melee strike. You gain the Fortify buff, granting damage reduction. Cooldown can be bypassed by extending an endurance charge. Requires a melee weapon. And since it deals 165% of base damage, it actually does quite a bit.
Okay, well, I'm about to close. Well, I need to sell some stuff first. Never mind.
I don't know if I can offer as yours.
Sell items. Okay, now I'm going back through the portal, so you should hustle.
Okay, I will hustle then.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Gersh, I have buffs. Oh, here's the necromancer. There we go. Take whatever loot you want. You done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gersh. Well, at least I'm finding some better equipment. You want that stuff?
No.
Okay. You also left a portal scroll.
Figure you needed it.
What's the trick? I know you don't have generosity in your soul, so... Okay, so we're missing something, because I never saw a notification that we
It's this way.
killed everything.
There's a central area.
I don't remember there being water in this area that was too deep to walk through before.
Oh, yeah, no, there's always been that kind of... Oh, I hear an enemy.
I think you hear me.
Nope, I hear enemies.
Okay. Well, let's return to town.
A necromancer? We've got enough undead wandering around without someone raising more for us to deal with. Well, good to see you don't mind getting your hands full. Here, have this. Mark a dirty job well done.
Yay, respec
Travel
points.
inland, on the Emperor's Road by the prisoner's gate. Skirt around Exile prison. The whole path of Brutus, rewarded by the trip. Worth it. There's forest inland. Game, berries, fruit. More food than we can scrounge here. But most here wouldn't survive the journey. It would be a damn sight easier.
Okay, now did you want a chainmail vest that gives 19 armor, 7 energy shield, 4 max life, and 11 fire resist?
Yes.
Okay.
But, before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and call this episode to a close. This was Not-Diablo, aka Paths of Exile.